welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And we are well into summer now. I think you can agree, Sam, and I know that a lot of people that I'm friends with here in Taiwan, people from both here in Taiwan and who've come to live here from other countries, summer is one of their favorite seasons, and a big part of it are the fruits. All the different wonderful types of fruit or fruits that we can find here in Taiwan. I'm not talking stuff that's imported like apples from New Zealand or grapes from California. I'm talking about the fruits, the local fruits, the native fruits, the indigenous fruits of Taiwan. Do you have a favorite type of fruit that you'd never had back home in America until you came here and you discovered this thing and went, oh my gosh, my whole life has been smaller and sadder and emptier because I never got to eat.
Yes, I do, but I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, what?
I know you'll know. You'll know it.
Okay.
You can help me. The one that's like, it's probably about like this size and it's kind of yellowish and it's like it kind of is more like a pear. Like the inside is white and they always cut it like this and it's
kind of crunchy?
Yeah, kind of crunchy.
Okay, maybe a Japanese pear.
Maybe.
And it's like a big apple type of, it could be. I think that could be. Those are good. I also like the little wax apples.
The wax apples are good
the kind of little
too.
pink ones that kind of feel a little funny in your teeth. For me, the one I always think of is the star fruit. I'd never even seen a star fruit, never mind heard the name. I certainly had never eaten one, and I think one of the first days I was in Taiwan, I went to a night market, someone was selling it, and I was like, what the heck is that? So we bought some, took it back home, washed it up, cut it up, and it was so good. I really, really liked it, and it was something I'd never even seen a picture. I'd never seen it on TV. It was like something that had landed from another planet, and I loved it. So there you go. Exploring the fruits of Taiwan is an endlessly enjoyable journey. So let's start off on it, and we'll see what we can discover. Maybe there'll be some things even you guys haven't tried before. Adam and Betty stop at a fruit stand.
Why are we stopping at the market?
We're going to buy some pomelos for the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Pomelos? What are those?
They're a type of citrus fruit. They have a thick rind and sweet flesh inside.
How do you eat it?
Just like any other citrus fruit. You peel the thick rind and then divide the flesh into small pieces. A lot of people also use the rind to make a silly hat for their kids.
Really? That sounds fun.
Yes, it's a traditional activity during the Mid-Autumn Festival.
All right, exploring the fruits of Taiwan. Let's get to it. But first, we should talk about what we're going to be doing with the fruits of Taiwan. We will be exploring them.
Exploring, yes. And so explore is a verb, and it means to go out and to kind of look and discover things that might be new. It's a lot harder to really, truly explore nowadays because most of the places have already been explored. But if they're new to you, then you could still kind of explore an area that you haven't been to before. In this case, we are going to explore the fruits, as in we're going to look more deeply at different fruits and get to know some that we might not know that well. And so our example sentence says, our goal is to explore how the new technology can be applied to healthcare. So we're going to look into this topic, learn more about it, and figure out how to apply it to healthcare in that way.
Right. Here's our first topic in our dialogue. It says, introducing pomelos or pomelos to a friend. This is a local fruit that, again, I had never seen or heard of or tried living in Canada. And there's still some debate about how you say the word. Some people say pomelo. I've also heard pomelo. So there you go. You can pick your favorite one. I think pomelo is probably more common. But
that's the one that I've heard. But again, all these words, they are a lot of different pronunciations.
That's right. And because we don't have these fruit in North America, there sometimes isn't one way of saying it because so many people say it different ways. All right, let's check it out. It says, Adam and Betty stop at a fruit stand. A wonderful place to be. Maybe on their way home, they're going to get some snacks. and go there. But at first, it seems Adam is a little confused about this fruit stand and why they are spending some time there.
Why?
So he says, why are we stopping at the market? There you go.
Yes.
He's wondering why Betty wants to, interrupt their trip to go to this market. He doesn't know much about the fruit, apparently.
Yes, and so then Betty says, we're going to buy some pomelos for the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Oh.
Yes, and so this is obviously a fruit that is kind of special to that time of year and that holiday.
There you go. Adam is not from this wonderful island. He's from abroad. And so he is deeply, deeply confused at this point. He says, pomelos? What are those? Because he's never heard of this fruit before at all.
Yes. So Betty tries to explain. Obviously, it's very hard to explain fruits if you haven't just seen it or eaten it. But she goes, they're a type of citrus fruit, like lemons and limes and grapefruit.
Oranges. Okay.
Oranges.
Yeah.
They have a thick rind and sweet flesh inside. So rind is the outside of a fruit, and then we can call the inside part that you eat, we can also call that the flesh.
All right. So that's kind of like a grapefruit, but it's a little more sour. So yeah, it might, be in an area that Adam kind of understands, but not exactly. So he has a few questions. Now he knows kind of what it looks like and what it tastes like. He asks, how do you eat it? Because of course, people don't usually peel a grapefruit and eat it like an orange, right? And if you're going to eat a lemon, you're probably not going to actually eat it. So yeah, there are different fruits that even if they're similar, we do eat them in various different ways.
Yes, and so Betty says, just like any other citrus fruit, you peel the thick rind and then divide the flesh into small pieces.
Okay, kind of like an orange.
Yeah, a lot of people also use the rind to make a silly hat for their kids.
I've seen this before.
Yes, I've seen this as well. I have a picture of it in my head of it on a cat.
On a cat?
Yes.
How cute. I remember when I first came here, it was around this time of year, and a father had his little kid on a little bike, and he was wearing fruit for a helmet. And I remember thinking, that's not safe. That helmet will not protect your child from an injury. I didn't know it was part of the tradition. I thought the father was just too cheap to buy his kid a helmet. And I thought, that's very bad parenting. But of course, people wear the peel or the rind on their head after they peel the pomelo. And to peel, notice I've used it both as a noun and a verb. Here we're using it as a verb, is basically to get the skin off of something. It's usually attached to it. We generally use this for vegetables and fruit where we can't eat the outside. Maybe it's just dirty. Maybe it's a little tougher. Maybe the inside is the best part. That's what we want. So you can use a knife. You can peel a banana using your hands because nature has made them easy to peel. But peeling an apple with your hands would be really hard because the skin is very thin, it's attached. So you use a tool called actually a peeler. Josie always peels apples before eating them. Some people wash the skin. You should definitely wash the skin, but some people find it too hard on their teeth, so they peel it.
And we also had this word divide. Divide is a verb that just means to split something up. A lot of these kinds of citrus fruits already are kind of pre-divided. If you open it, they kind of are already into little sections that you can just open up. But if you had something else, like for example, a cookie in our example sentence, and you don't want to eat it all by yourself or you want to share it, you can divide it. And it says, Marcus divided the cookie into 4 pieces. So one cookie cut into 4 pieces, divided into 4 pieces.
Thanks, Marcus, for this tiny piece of cookie.
I know. How big is the cookie?
I'm not hungry anymore. Maybe it was a giant cookie.
Maybe.
Like you would divide a pizza. That's a good way to do it. All right, back to the article. Really? Says Adam. That sounds fun. So he will definitely be wearing a pomelo helmet next time he goes out on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Not safe and not legal, but fun. That's true.
Yes, and so then Betty says, yes, it's a traditional activity during the Mid-Autumn Festival. And there are lots of festivals in Taiwan, and a lot of them are connected with food and or go, maybe not connected to, but they're kind of go nicely with.
That's true.
You
Often
do this and you have this food. And
different holidays, you give different fruit as gifts, for example. Yeah. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll be back. And we'll see how Adam and his pomelo helmet are getting along.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这一次的绘画主题是 Exploring the Fruits of Taiwan， 探索台湾的水果。那这边用到一个单字是 explore， 它就表示探索、探究，是当动词。好，在第一段对话里面 ，Adam 跟 Betty 在一个水果摊前面停下来。Adam 就问说，为什么要在市场停下来啊？原来 Betty 是为了中秋节想要买一些柚子 ，pomelo。好，那它也有不同的念法，像 pomelo。只是两位老师有说他们自己是比较常听到 pomelo 这个说法，那提供给同学们参考。那么 Adam 不知道柚子这种水果，所以 Betty 就向他解释啦，这是一种柑橘类水果，它们有厚厚的外皮，然后里面有香甜的果肉，吃的时候就跟其他柑橘类水果一样，你要剥掉厚厚的外皮，然后把果肉分成小块。另外 Betty 还有提到说，很多人会用果皮来为他们的孩子制作一顶好笑的帽子，这也算是中秋节的传统活动之一了吧。好，单字 peel 当动词可以表达削皮、去皮，那它也可以当名词来指水果的皮、外皮。我们在后面加上 er 变成 peeler， 那就表示削皮器。再来 divide 这个动词表示使分离、使分开。再来，文中用到 citrus fruit 来指柑橘类水果。老师们这时候就有提到像柠檬啊、莱姆啊、葡萄柚等等。我们也补充一下 lime Lime 就是莱姆或是酸橙。那么 grapefruit 则是指葡萄柚。好，这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来学习 introduce 的用法。第一种呢，我们可以用它来表达介绍、引荐。Introduce A to B 就可以表达将 A 介绍给 B。举例来说 ，Zach introduced me to his friends at the party。Zach 在派对上把我介绍给他朋友认识。那另外 introduce somebody to something 还可以表达出让某人初次体验某事物。像 Rita's brother introduced her to rock music。Rita 的哥哥介绍她听摇滚乐。好，再来看第二种用法，我们可以用 introduce 去表达引进或是传入。这个用法会是 introduce something to 加上一个地方，表达说把某事物引进某个地方。例如 Potatoes were introduced to Europe in the 16th century。马铃薯于16世纪引进欧洲。好，接回到课文中。
Adam and Betty continue shopping for fruit.
Betty, what are these fruits over here? I've never seen them before.
Those are custard apples. They're a sweet and creamy fruit with soft white flesh. And these ones are dragon fruits. They have a pink and green outer peel and white or red flesh with black seeds. They're really refreshing. But the ones with red flesh will turn your lips red.
They both look so interesting. Can we try some?
Sure. Which one do you want to try first?
How about the custard apple?
Good choice.
Okay, so we're going to continue on with our dialogue, browsing seasonal fruits in Taiwan. So the last part we had pomelos, and now we are going to look at a new fruit. And so it says, Adam and Betty continue shopping for fruit. So they've moved on from that section. And what are they going to find now?
Fruit stores are wonderful places with so much to look at, and that's what they're doing. Betty, says Adam, Betty, what are these fruits over here? Maybe they're in separate parts and he's seen something really unusual. Again, something that he's never even come across in North America or Europe, wherever he's from. What are these fruits over here? He says, I've never seen them before. Again, something totally new. What are they, Betty?
Well, Betty says, those are custard apples.
Oh.
They're sweet and creamy fruit with soft white flesh. And these ones are dragon fruits. They have a pink and green outer peel and white or red flesh with black seeds.
Yeah.
They're really refreshing, but the ones with the red flesh will turn your lips red. Yes, dragon fruits I have found like yum, but very, very, very messy. So
Yes.
I tend to just say because that's something that I might give my kids, and I decide, never mind, let's just not buy it because it will go everywhere and stain everything.
That's a good point. It's not a fruit I usually buy and take to eat at home, but every time I'm at a wedding or a buffet and they have dragon fruit there, especially the white ones. I really like the white ones. They are delicious. And again, something that you really will have to look hard to find in North America, and it will probably cost you quite a lot of money. When we talk about the outside of something, we can use this adjective, the outer. Okay, the outer layer, the outer surface, the outer part of something is the one on the outside, all right? Your skin is the outer part of your body. Beneath your skin are muscles and bones and organs and stuff like that, but that is the outer part of something, all right? So it just means the one that is on the outside, the one that faces the environment or whatever it is. And yes, when you're peeling a fruit, something like that, you are going to be removing the outer part or the outer skin of the fruit, the peel, in other words. For example, I think it's strange to eat the outer part of a watermelon. Yeah, that hard green and white part on the outside. That's the rind, right? We learned that word, and people don't usually eat that.
No, I think everybody would think that was strange.
Yeah, I think so. Hippopotamus, they love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not one of those.
That's true, you're not.
Anyway, Adam continues on.
Oh yes, Adam continues on. He says, they both look so interesting. Looking at these different fruits, the custard apple and the dragon fruit, he wants to try them. He says, can we try some? Oh, that's a good idea. Sometimes they'll even let you sample the fruit at the fruit stand just to make sure it's perfectly ripe and exactly what you want. So he's hoping to get a little taste test.
Yes, and so then Betty says, sure, which one do you want to try first?
And he says, how about the custard apple? Because maybe that one looks the most unusual.
And she says, good choice.
Good choice, Adam.
I don't know if that's really a good choice because
No?
I don't think I've tried the custard apple. Honestly, it looks too weird on the outside.
And it might actually be quite sweet, so maybe having the dragon fruit first would, I don't know. Try them both. In fact, buy one of each and take them home and enjoy the whole thing. Because fruit and Taiwan go together in a perfect match. And it's a wonderful time to be here in the summer when so much fruit is wonderfully ripe, delicious, and actually not that expensive.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to enjoy the summer in Taiwan and eat some healthy food too. Take care of yourselves, everyone. We'll see you out there at the fruit market. Until then, be well and bye-bye.
好，第二段对话的小标题是 Browsing seasonal fruits in Taiwan， 浏览台湾时令水果。这个 browse 这个动词就可以表达可能是在商店这样随意看看啊，或是表达浏览、翻阅的意思。那么 seasonal 则是形容季节性的、随季节变化的。好，现在 Adam 和 Betty 还在买水果哦。Adam 就看到一种他以前从来没看过的水果。Betty 向他解释说，那是释迦 custard apple， 它是一种口感香甜绵密的水果，里面是白色柔软的果肉。那另外 Betty 也还向他介绍了火龙果 dragon fruit， 这种水果啊有着粉红色和绿色的外皮，还有白色或红色的果肉，再加上黑色的种子，它们确实很清爽。可是红肉呢会让你的嘴唇变红，我想他忘了提到说吃完红肉的火龙果隔天上厕所时可能会被吓到哦。好，那么 Sam 老师则完全不敢让他的小朋友吃，因为会弄到到处都是那个红红的污渍。老师用到 stain 这个字 S-T-A-I-N， stain 当动词可以表达留下污渍，那么当名词可以指污渍或是污点。好，那么课文单字 outer 则是形容外部的、外面的。好，那以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Adam and Betty stop at a fruit stand.
Why are we stopping at the market?
We're going to buy some pomelos for the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Pomelos? What are those?
They're a type of citrus fruit. They have a thick rind and sweet flesh inside.
How do you eat it?
Just like any other citrus fruit. You peel the thick rind and then divide the flesh into small pieces. A lot of people also use the rind to make a silly hat for their kids.
Really? That sounds fun.
Yes, It's a traditional activity during the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Adam and Betty continue shopping for fruit.
Betty, what are these fruits over here? I've never seen them before.
Those are custard apples. They're a sweet and creamy fruit with soft white flesh. And these ones are dragon fruits. They have a pink and green outer peel and white or red flesh with black seeds. They're really refreshing. But the ones with red flesh will turn your lips red.
They both look so interesting. Can we try some?
Sure. Which one do you want to try first?
How about the custard apple?
Good choice.
Hi everyone! Today we're going to take you to the Anping Tree House, and that is located in Tainan. So, have you ever wondered what you can see in this tree house? Well, there are lots of things that you can do there, and I think there are some adorable animals that you can see there as well. So let's learn what we can do in the Anping Tree House. Let's go!
Anping Tree House was originally the warehouse of Tainan Co. Merchant House. It was built around the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the Japanese occupation. People haven't used the tree house for 59 years. The locals believed there were ghosts, so they didn't dare get close. Thus, this situation lets the trees grow here without disturbance. After being redecorated and renewed, it was opened to tourists in 2004 as the Anping Tree House. The tree house appears to be surrounded by trees. There are the aerial roots of the banyan tree on the wall, and high treetops also become the roof. They form a great scene where natural trees and artificial warehouses exist together. Today, people can walk through the tree house freely and step on the wooden planks to see some squirrels and birds in the treetops. If you are tired from walking, you can take a break in the treehouse coffee shop and enjoy the beautiful scenery of Tainan while eating ice cream.
Anping Tree House certainly sounds like a wonderful place to visit, right? You can enjoy looking at all the adorable animals while having coffee and having some ice cream as well. So don't forget to pay a visit. Well, this is all the time we have for today, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.